Welcome to the podcast that passes poor performance on pop culture. I'm one of your hosts, Darren Duncan, alongside with my best friend, Audie Marsh. We're just a couple of cool cats casually causing some chaos with conversation. We're here to entertain you, not hurt your feelings, so don't blame us. We are live in Pennywise Pub right meow for the second time. This is episode number 13. Why the fuck not talk about some dark shit on the lucky fucking 13th number episode? What are we going to talk about today, Audie Marsh?
Serial killers and what makes them basically tick. What's the ingredients to basically a serial killer's mind?
Yeah, serial killer soup, I like to call it.
Yeah.
The ingredients to create a serial killer soup. What do you think they are? What are some of the key ingredients that create a serial killer?
Right. Some key ingredients from my perspective.
Your microphone's backwards.
Is it? Hello?
No, it's not.
Hello.
All right. Key ingredients to create a serial killer.
I would say from my perspective, what makes a serial killer is rough childhoods, i.e., beaten as a child, molested as a child, rough childhood in general. Like, you don't have to be beaten or molested, but you can be verbally abused,
neglected.
You're foster home. You're in and out of foster homes, you know, stuff like that. And then other ingredients, I would probably say like killing small animals as a kid, you know, like deliberately just going out and murdering cats, dogs, and keeping them as souvenirs. Let's see, what else? What else am I missing? Go ahead, add some more. I know I'm missing some more.
You hit the two. There's four of them.
One of them, two ingredients.
One of them is a head injury at a very young age.
I never thought of that.
For example, John Wayne Gacy was collided into on a swing set. A kid was real fucking high up in the air on his way down. John Wayne Gacy walked by, and that old ass motherfucking wooden swing clunked him in his fucking head, got knocked unconscious, got into a fucking concussion and all that shit. Many of them had head injuries as a child. Also, bedwetting at a later age. Facebook user, please tell us your name and also tell us what platform you're watching on. We're trying to figure that out and be able to converse with our audience more.
Yeah, because here lately it's been a little hard for us to.
Yes, you can also give Stream. What are we using? StreamYard permission to use your name.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the key ingredients to create a serial killer: sexual abuse, neglect, just child abuse in general, killing small animals, torturing small animals, or even like breaking toys and shit if they didn't have pets or whatever. Bedwetting into their teens, things like that. Bedwetting, yeah, like pretty much all of them wet the bed at an age where they shouldn't have been pissing the bed, and head injuries.
Wow.
Yes.
And
like
that.
For example, like Richard Ramirez, I don't think he was abused or anything, but he had an uncle who came home from Vietnam and would show him really fucked up pictures.
I remember that.
Of things that he did and told him stories of him raping women in Vietnam and things like that. Gacy was constantly belittled by his father. You know, he called him gay and called him a fruit picker and things like that. And it's strange because who were his victims? Boys. Yeah. And he's always said, I ain't no goddamn fruit picker. And it's like, oh yeah, you kill people. That's so much better. You fucking clown.
Right.
Like, I don't mean that.
I don't mean
no pun intended by calling him a clown. But yeah, he's a fucking, you know, he's a dum-dum. I forget. I got such a bad mouth and I say things that I shouldn't say. And here we are. What's up, Ryan? Yeah, Dahmer, he cut off a dog's head, put it on a stick. One thing, my little theory with Dahmer and just serial killers in general, the way they have this sexual attachment to how they get sexually aroused, and sometimes they ejaculate when they do these things.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yes, several of them, they don't even need penetration to do it. They'll just when they cut a neck, that's it. They climax.
Oh wow.
And one little theory. I'm no doctor. I'm no fucking even that smart. But one little theory that I have is like, for example, like Dahmer, he's out in the woods. He's got a fucking stick. He's a young kid. He's poking at a fucking dead raccoon. Little boys get random boners.
Yeah.
They got their hand in their pocket. They're squeezing it, tugging it, whatever. And he's poking a fucking raccoon.
Jeez.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then the brain makes that connection. Like, this excites me. This arouses me. And he doesn't have dad there to be like, no, dude, that's not.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not what gets you excited. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of it has to do with that. Like, you know, a lack of parenting. The confession killer. I can't think of his fucking name. Someone in the, I don't know why. I've had too much to drink. I know why I've had too much to drink, but I don't know why I can't think of this guy's fucking name. Is it Oswald or something? His fucking partner was Otis. Why can't I think of his fucking name? But the confession killer. Anyway.
Damn. You're gonna educate me on this shit.
His mom was like a prostitute and would like have sex with Johns and make him watch, dude, when he was a little fucking kid, like our kids' age. You know what I'm saying?
Don't mind me. I'm doing some platforms.
No,
here,
no,
so
I understand.
I'm not being disrespectful. I got people commenting on here too.
So someone said, check out the Gacy tapes on Defense Diaries podcast. All right,
absolutely.
Cool. Awesome.
Sweet.
Defense Diaries. Never heard of them. Is that all right? So that's awesome. What Facebook users say? I can't read.
That's Michael Tapkin. He says,
"Oh, what's up, dude?"
It's like I'm watching on Facebook. Dark Mike 85's Dark World on YouTube. Oh, okay. So I guess he's watching on both.
Oh, okay. Very, very, very cool.
Yeah, and watching on.
So, I don't like to use the term favorite, but who is your favorite serial killer? Yeah, I think I know who yours is, but let's not use the word favorite. Let's use the one you're most interested in or intrigued by.
Yeah, more intrigued.
Yeah, let's use that.
Fuck all of them. I could care less.
Exactly.
They kill people for pleasures, but I'd probably say my most fascinating one. Well, there's two of them, but one of them I don't even consider. He's not even a killer, and that's Charles Manson.
Yeah,
he's not even a serial killer.
No.
Like the society fucking
railroaded
the shit out of him. But
yeah,
I'm gonna say Winos.
Eileen Wuornos.
Eileen Wuornos. How do I say it wrong? Even in my fucking my vlog down in Florida, I was like Eileen Winos.
Yeah, just always whenever you want to think of how to pronounce her name, just think of a
wino.
No, a one-legged stripper. Her name is Eileen.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I get
Isn't that fucking hilarious?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
She is my most interested because again, I feel like in a way society kind of railroaded her ass too. I mean, I get it. She says it in her little interviews and stuff.
Her last interview before the day before she got executed.
She was out there. She was a serial killer.
She obviously had mental fucking illness too.
And I don't think she got the proper help she needed.
Absolutely not.
I think the prisons failed her in that.
100%.
And I think society in general, they just, again, railroad
wanted to
her.
make movies and books about
movies.
Her, dude.
They saw money and they wanted to make it an example.
Yeah.
Because she was the first female serial killer.
To be like fucking glorified that way and put in the news.
She's always been the most interested to me, just for the simple fact that I remember it kind of as a kid, when I was growing up, I heard a lot about her, and then they started making the monster movie. As I got older, obviously you pay more attention to stuff like that because you have Google now and you can search and
she claims that the FBI or whatever let her kill because they wanted her to become this infamous female serial killer. That's a little far-fetched on the conspiracy theory side.
Yeah.
That just sounds something like a fucking crazy person would say. Now, I think that maybe the first time she killed was out of self-defense.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe this person did, in fact, shove a tire iron inside of her and beat her and hurt her really bad.
Yeah.
And she killed the motherfucker. And then she realized, I can do this instead. I don't even have to sleep with these guys.
I don't have to sleep with them. And I
can just kill them and take their money.
Take their car. And
yeah, they don't even have to be a potential John. I can just ask for a fucking ride.
Yeah.
You know, like one of the guys was a preacher or some
Yep.
shit. I'm not going out there and saying that preachers don't fucking pick up women and have sex with, but that guy probably wasn't looking to get some ass. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it was a way for her to survive and a way for her to provide for her girlfriend, Christina Ricci. No, that's not her name.
It's the movie Monster.
Yeah.
Christina Ricci.
I forgot her fucking.
Her name was.
I forgot the girl's name. I'm suffering from back pain and I've taken medicine for it, and my speech isn't going to be that well, and my memory is not going to be that well. So please bear with me. If I start saying and I forgot what I said, just start talking about something and I'll chime in eventually. Fair warning, motherfuckers.
Okay, so on to you. Who's your most interesting?
My favorite, or God damn it, I used that word again.
Yeah, not favorite.
H.H. Holmes.
Okay, why?
He's from Chicago, and he was basically just a con man. He murdered for profit. There's a few different kind of serial killers. Let's put that out there. There's product killers. What do you think a product killer is?
I would think a product killer would be to gain something materialistic out of something. Am I right?
That makes sense. Like Dahmer was a product killer because he hated the process of the murder. He just wanted the body.
Whatever, yeah.
So he can make love to it.
So like a trophy.
He can display it, take pictures of it. The body was a product. Now there's process killers. What do you think that is?
No clue.
That would be like your Bundys, like they're strategic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then there's a couple more, but like Gacy, for example, didn't give a fuck about the body. He was a process killer because he loved the process of the murder. The whole getting them drunk, tricking them into getting tied up because I'm going to show you a magic trick because I'm a clown. And then as soon as he was done with the body, he fucking threw it in his crawl space. He didn't want nothing to do with the body.
Yeah.
It was the process of the murder. So there's product killers and there's process killers.
Gotcha.
H.H. Holmes, he was a profit killer. There's like 3 P's. There's product, process, and profit. And H.H. Holmes, he killed motherfuckers to get their life insurance and shit. Like he built like he would.
People still do that today.
Oh, absolutely. Typically your Black Widow murderers, like your women. But anyway, H.H. Holmes built this fucking murder castle. It was this giant fucking castle. And he would like fire crew members. Like that way he wouldn't have to pay them. Also, he would have the guy like build a fucking room with a fucking gas line going into it, and then he'd fire that guy when he was done. That way the next guy wouldn't be like, why the fuck do you got a gas line? You know what I mean? Because that guy that built it's gone.
Right.
So fuck him, right? And he started it as a hotel during the World Fair of Chicago in the 1800s, I believe. And motherfuckers would check in and they wouldn't check out. And he would like tell people that, oh yeah, they fucking checked out and they went to another state on vacation or whatever. Like this is fucking Chicago, man, especially for the World Fair. People traveled around. They call it the World Fair for a reason. People around the world came to be a part of the World Fair. And just people would go missing. And it's not like it was the 1800s, man. It's not like they could, they update Facebook and tell everybody where they're at.
Well, that was to be a serial killer. The 1800s is the perfect time to be a serial killer.
Oh, 100%.
Because you can't be tracked as easy. There's the DNA,
that's non-existent.
Like what fingerprints wasn't really a thing.
No,
then,
dude, when fucking OJ was off chopping bitches' heads off, they didn't fucking have DNA back then. Like it was a thing, but they didn't know what it was.
Oh,
They fucking proved that he did it with DNA, but DNA was so new they were still like, that's hocus pocus.
Yeah, it's the juice, man. He didn't do that shit.
Yeah, the motherfucker ran 2,200 yards this season. Let him go.
Yeah, he did that shit.
Fuck it. Don't blame us. We're gonna go ahead and say it.
He did that.
He did that shit.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Rest in peace, Ron Goldman and Nicole Simpson.
He did that shit.
Yeah, he did that shit. But yeah, I like H.H. Holmes because he was just a stud of a motherfucker. He wasn't like chopping heads off and gutting motherfuckers. He did it for profit. He'd kill motherfuckers and sell their skeleton to fucking doctors and colleges and shit like
That's
that.
smart.
His first infatuation with death was when he was a little kid. There was like a dentist or a doctor's office in his neighborhood, and there was a real skeleton on display. And these older boys pushed him into the doctor's office, like when it was after hours, like they broke into it. They shoved him in that room with that real skeleton, locked the door, and locked him in there. And it fucking terrified him. And ever since then, he's like kind of been obsessed with
the
it.
birth of the serial killer.
But he adopted some fucking like 3 kids and traveled the country with these 3 kids. And he ended up killing these 3 kids. Like he had a trunk with their bodies in it. Like it's fucked up. He's not fucking cool.
No doubt.
But if I had to pick one,
he was the most interesting one
to me. Yeah, HH. And now Ramirez was the sick. Well, we'll get into that. Who's your least favorite? Unless I feel like there was something else you wanted to say.
I'll bring it up later. I think you know what I'm going to say because right now we're just digesting the soup, getting into the main ingredients. But I'll throw a curveball here in a little bit with what makes a serial killer. But my least favorite, or favorite, or
the one that pisses you off or grosses you out the most, or whatever.
I can't think of the guy's name. I watched him recently on a documentary. Fat old guy. Fuck, man. I should know this doing this podcast. I can't remember his name. He killed a little girl, but he wouldn't talk about it in the interview. Fuck, what is his name?
Most serial killers have a young victim.
Yeah,
Ramirez had a couple of them.
Yeah, well, this guy, when he was getting talked to, they would touch on that little girl, a little girl or boy in that subject, and he threatened the interviewers, just like, I'll walk away right now if you bring that back
Most
up.
of them do that, and I think it's because they regret it.
Right.
Ramirez, there's a survivor that Ramirez had this little girl that he raped all night long. He put her in he kidnapped, he broke into the house, abducted her, put her in a suitcase, took her to his house, carried the suitcase in, let her out, raped her all night long. And she would cry and be like,
my God,
I have to pee. So he knew she didn't have to pee, but he would take her to the bathroom and just set her on the counter, like on the sink, and be like, all right, are you ready?
Dude,
we got to go back. And like,
I'm going to tell you now, he's probably my least.
He was sick as fuck.
He was the sick motherfucker.
And he was super random. And when he was done,
he was my least.
When he was done, he drove to the hood with her in the car and stopped by a gas station, was like going to that. He didn't kill her, but he's like going to that gas station and tell them that you were abducted and they'll call the police for you.
Well, you know,
that girl is alive. She survived and she's been interviewed. Yeah, that's how I know this stuff.
You know what
how
you already
fucking disgusting is that?
That's nasty. But you know, Ramirez, once he got caught, incarcerated, that dude used his fucking platform for clout, and it was the sickest fucking thing ever.
Yeah,
wore the glasses.
Women loved.
I know. I watched the documentary on that. The shit he would say to the judge and wear the glasses in court.
He drew the pentagram on his hand.
Yeah, like
this one chick married him and then divorced him for another serial killer. Like how much, you know, like you're already a shitty person, and it's like, my wife left me for another man who kills better than me. Fuck you, Richard Ramirez.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I hope you're in hell getting raped.
I hope
the way
Satan is shoving
good care of your ass.
I hope he's shoving a pineapple backwards up your ass.
Fucking scumbag.
Fuck that guy.
A lot of them have real, like Ted Bundy, for example. There was like a 9-year-old girl and he denies it. But it's like, no, you fucking killed her. We all know you killed her.
Well, that's who I was going to mention on the whole ingredients. Like we say head trauma, we say molestation, we say rough childhoods,
bedwetting.
But Ted Bundy, what about that? Highly educated, nice looking gentleman.
Yeah, and he was strategic as fuck.
Yeah, like he was real particular on his shit.
He put a fake cast on his arm and asked for help to load things into his car.
Go to like what universe, like Tallahassee.
Dude, one time he walked into a fucking mall, regular ass clothing, walked into a mall, walked up to a woman and said, hey, somebody stole your car. I need you to come with me to the police station to identify your vehicle. And it's like, first of all, you don't even have fucking cop clothes on. You don't know my name. You don't tell me what kind of fucking car it was or nothing. And this bitch said, okay, sorry, victim blaming. I shouldn't have called her a bitch. This woman was like, oh, okay. And then fucking got in his car.
Oh my God.
Thinking she's going to go to the police station. But that's, I mean, it was a different time, I guess. But yeah, he typically went for women with brown hair parted down the middle. But he totally killed this 9-year-old girl, and he denies it.
See,
A
I didn't
lot of
know
them
about
do
that.
that. A lot of them deny
I
that
didn't know about
because
the 9-year-old.
I think they regret it. And a lot of these serial killers, when they first start, they're trying to figure out their niche. They're trying to figure out what they want to do. That's why, like, the first one will be strangled. The fucking second one will be fucking shot or stabbed or whatever. And then they figure out their process, and it's like only strangulation with pantyhose or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they'll pick out their victims. For example, like Gacy was, like, he got busted for sodomizing a young child. You know, and that shit's on record, and I'm pretty sure he tried to deny that shit too.
Gacy was nasty.
He's a sick fuck, and he's from Chicago. I've been in the same courtroom that motherfucker was in. He's gone to court in Rockford.
No shit.
Yeah, dude. Richard Speck is another fucking serial killer from Chicago. And he was like the kingpin of prison. Just fucking Google Richard Speck video. Like he grew a pair of titties. There's a video where he's
really?
yeah, dude. And they're like doing blow. And there's like a bunch of dudes naked. They're all partying. They're doing cocaine in prison. He was the fucking king of prison. He killed like 6 nurses. He like broke into this fucking nursing house. These young nurses, killed them all one by one. Like he put them all in this room and he'd bring them out one by one and kill them. One of the girls hid under the bed and he didn't fucking take a head count. So when he left, she survived and fucking identified him. That's how Speck got busted. And this was all in Chicago, about a fucking hour away from me. But he was the kingpin in prison, and I dated a chick whose dad was in prison with Speck, and he got his nudie magazines from him because you weren't supposed to have nudie magazines, and that's who because he was like, you went to Speck for anything, you can get cocaine from Richard Speck in prison, and there's a video of him with a big pile of coke, and there's all
in
these
prison,
yeah, dude, and like the guards, like they just
because they get their asses probably
they're getting theirs off
paid
the top
or
too.
something.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
for sure. Should we catch on comments or anything?
Yeah, we got a lot going on here, and
there's a lot of comments.
Bear with me. Let's see, and it's a lot of Facebook users, so it's kind of hard for me to read.
It might all be the same guy, but if not,
oh well. I mean,
let us know who you are in the comments section.
It says, "Have you guys seen Extreme Associates Forced Entry that was inspired by Richard Ramirez?" I have not.
Never seen it. Is it a movie? Never once seen it.
No, I do say Richard Ramirez was probably the sickest fuck.
What I find the most intriguing about him is how random he was. He didn't stalk his victims. He didn't want like just women. He didn't give a fuck. He just found a house, broke into it, and killed who was ever in there.
Yeah.
And he'd rape them, and they'd be like 80. Like, dude, like he did it just to show power. You know what I mean? Random ass motherfucker.
It says, H.H. Holmes is another favorite because of home state pride, because I'm a dark individual.
That's probably Michael.
That's Michael.
I'm pretty sure he's an Illinois boy as well. I think he's southern Illinois boy.
I like Michael. He's been a good Cool Kid Collector member for a very long time.
And he's been through a lot in his life too.
Man. Shout out to Michael, dude. I see your post. Don't think it goes unnoticed. He's a big horror fan too. Like some of the horror shit he posts, I'm just like, wow, dude, where do you come up with this shit?
He watches that weird shit. Like
he watches that good shit though. That better than fucking meat hook shit.
He'll watch the shit that like nobody's ever fucking heard of, like that weird movie that's at Dollar Tree.
Yeah, I was like, and it'd be like
what I found.
Yeah, I was like, oh, damn man, I gotta fucking find this thing. Let's see. I'm just going up, so we're probably talking about Eileen. Let's see.
Yeah, she liked it after the first time. It's addicting because it can give the same effect as drugs. 100%.
Absolutely.
I don't know this from experience, but I am assuming.
Central Illinois.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Michael.
Yeah. But
my least favorite, Albert Fish.
Oh,
I don't think we got into my least
favorite. Fish, man.
Because of what he did to that little girl.
Yeah.
I told you, right?
Nasty
or you probably know
No,
this
explain
anyway.
it to me.
All right, so this was in the 30s, I believe. Again, not to victim blame, but this little girl's mom and dad were fucking stupid. Albert Fish convinced these parents, I believe she was 9 or so, maybe even younger, dude. and to go with him. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking take her on a fucking trip. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you're a nice old man. Take my fucking daughter. He took her on a train, I believe, and took her to an abandoned house and told her to pick flowers while I go upstairs. He went upstairs, got naked, called out through the window for her to come upstairs, and he hid behind the door. When she walked into the room, she turned around, saw he was naked, and she instantly said, she started crying and saying, I'm going to tell my mom about this. He fucking attacked her, held her head over an empty paint can and cut her neck and let her bleed into the paint can. And then he fucking cooked her and ate her butt muscles. Like he made a roast out of her butt muscles.
Oh my God.
Then he wrote a letter to the fucking mom and was like, your daughter died a virgin. I did not fuck her. Like as if that was supposed to make her mom feel better. But like Albert Fish was a sick fuck. He would stick needles in his asshole.
Yeah.
And like he'd constantly be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And his own children were like, that's just what my dad does.
No.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Like I swear a lot in front of my kids and like they don't bat an eye. They're like, oh, my dad swears.
Right.
But like their fucking dad stuck needles in his ass and was just constantly sitting at the dinner table bitching about, oh,
no, it fucking hurts.
Oh, I'm in pain. My butt hurts. And it's like, well, he puts needles in his yourself, butt. Fucker. Yeah, I hate that sick piece of shit. Fuck Albert Fish, dude. That's another one. I hope he's fucking. Wow. So let's talk about somebody who's killed people, but he had full consent. Dr. Kevorkian.
Oh yes. Would we even? I wouldn't. Would we label him a serial killer?
I don't know.
I'm probably gonna piss some people off with my opinion on it.
Let's talk about it.
So my opinion, obviously we know he was the doctor of death. You know, like if you're suffering from, I don't know, an illness,
and you're
cancer,
in pain and you don't want to go through chemo, AIDS.
You know, you're basically
you're
dying.
Old and you got chronic back pain. Yeah. You're like, fuck this. I don't have a family.
Like
anyway,
your family's already said, all right, fuck this guy, but you're in a hospital laying there basically in pain every day, dying.
Yeah. What do they call that? Euthanasia, right?
Yeah, me personally, if that was the case, if I'm laying in bed, I don't have nothing to live for because my family has basically disowned me in a nursing home because I'm a vegetable and I'm dying from cancer and my body just will not stop and I'm in pain every freaking day. I do not see a reason why giving a doctor consent to put me to sleep.
Literally put you to sleep.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
They'll give you medicine for you to go night-night, and then they'll give you a medicine to make your heart stop, and you don't feel a thing.
Because it's not really on you.
It's better than cutting your wrist and eating a bunch of pills.
It's not on you. If you're real religious, you don't want to say, well, I'm killing myself because I'm in so much pain.
And then you're at the fear of not going to heaven.
Yeah, you're at the hands of
mortal sin.
You're at the hands of someone else.
Yeah.
You know, a doctor at that.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
But I mean, he was doing it in a van. That's kind of fucked up.
Well,
you know that, right?
His way of doing it, his practices was, you know, whatever.
Hey, malpractice makes malperfect.
You should write a song about that.
I'm thinking about writing a song called that. Yeah, but he'd put him down, for lack of a better term, in a van. You know who owns that van?
No.
Zach Bagans, the lead investigator for Ghost Adventures.
No way.
He's got this
how do you obtain some shit like that?
I don't fucking know. Don't ask me what day the garbage goes out, though, at my house.
Yeah. but you got that van
I know all about fucking Anunnaki and fucking ancient civilizations. Aliens are real, by the way. Go back and listen to episode 4, 3, something like that.
Factor crap.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to call it Factor Faked, but no. Fuck me, right?
Factor crap. Go check it out.
He's the tech. I'm the talent.
They're still fake.
I swear I saw a UFO today.
Yeah, me too.
It was just a light, and
it was on TV.
It turned off. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Zach Bagans. He's you know the show Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
He's got this fucking museum in Las Vegas, and he has like the bed Manson died on. He has the fucking outfit he was wearing when he died. He's got fucking like the handcuffs that were used when they arrested Richard Ramirez.
Wow.
He's got all this crazy shit.
That's cool.
And he has the actual fucking van that Kevorkian was quote unquote killing all these people in, dude. Some
Man,
crazy shit, man. It's wild.
how
I
do you
wonder what
own
he
that shit?
spends on what he,
Yeah,
what these things cost. I mean, I got fucking hair of Charles Manson, but at the end of the day, do I really know if it's his fucking hair just because it came with a COA?
Well, I used to have some of
It's from
Charles.
True Crime Auction House, and I guess they're like one of the leading fucking.
I had Charles Manson's ashes in a blood painting. That's probably a sore subject for you, isn't it?
Yeah, because you should have gave it to me.
Yeah, I know.
No, you
I regret
fucking
selling it. I
you
really
sold
do.
it for a lot of money.
I
like,
did.
like $600.
Yeah, I got a lot of
something.
money for it, but
That broke my heart.
I'm sorry, dude. To this day I don't like bringing it up.
I was so stoked that you won it for what, like $20?
$20 from the Ryan. What's his name? Ryan.
I'd have gave you 40 for it. I'd have doubled your money. But no, you got $600. Good
I did
for you,
it.
you fucking.
And the
I'm all entitled and mad that he didn't give me.
You.
He didn't give me the $600 item for free.
I disown you as a friend.
Yeah.
We'll never make a podcast again.
I thought we were buds. Oh man,
but yeah, I had a piece of his ashes as a little dub in the blood painting.
Is that a 20 sack? Is that what
it's about like that big.
size?
I regret it. I regret it just because you're my best friend.
What'd you do with that $600? I hope it was something amazing.
I don't even remember. I think I spent it on. I don't know what I spent it on. Oh, I bought all your trade box stuff for you.
You could have just gave me that.
You had a sick ass trade box though, right?
100%. I did.
I should have never done that.
So, do you think? Have you ever heard this theory that? Are you familiar with Jack the Ripper?
Not really.
I believe it was 1888, Whitechapel, London.
Yeah.
I think there was only like 5 victims. The perpetrator was never caught. To this day, they don't know who he is, but they kind of have a fucking idea. But so you're not that familiar with him?
No, I'm not really. Well, I know of him, but I don't know the details.
Some fucking dick squeezers, trademark by the way. Some dick squeezers say that H.H. Holmes and Jack the Ripper is the same person. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, absolutely not. In fact, I don't even think Jack the Ripper was one person. It's fucking 1888 Whitechapel, London, the ghetto of all ghettos. Seriously, at the time. And it was a port city. People were constantly coming in and out of that fucking city, getting drunk because they were fucking sailors.
Yeah.
They're coming in and wearing bloody aprons, banging hookers, getting drunk, getting back on the ship and getting the fuck out of there. You ever played Grand Theft Auto and fucked a hooker and stole your money back?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think they didn't do that shit in 1888 Whitechapel, London? I mean, that video game was probably based on it. It was probably inspired.
Based on it, right?
Yeah. But yeah,
such a good game.
They first started calling Jack the Ripper Bloody Apron. That's what his first name was. Yeah, and I believe there's 5 victims, and like the last victim was the most brutal. She was gutted, her ear was cut off, she was sprawled out on a splay, and I kind of think that it was her own boyfriend that did it. Like the guy that wanted to be with her.
Yeah.
And she fucking rejected. Like he wanted her to stop being a prostitute and like, be with me, I'll fucking support you. And she kept sucking and fucking for money. And then he fucking killed her ass. I think there was like 3 motherfuckers who killed those 5 women, and they just summed it up into one.
They just said it was one person.
It was Jack the fucking Ripper. Yeah, that's what I think.
Well, back then,
what the fuck do I know?
Well, back then they didn't have the shit we have today, so
no, fuck no. But like apparently, like these cuts were made with precision, and they're saying, "Oh, I've removed her fucking spleen," and it's like not everybody in 1888 knew what a fucking spleen was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
One theory is that he was royalty. He was like the mentally retarded son of royalty. He'd sneak out at night and fucking go out into the hood, the ghetto or whatever of Whitechapel, and fucking kill hookers. Yeah, there was like, have you ever heard of, man, I don't know. There's a bunch of fucking like sayings and stuff like from that. I think penny coffin is one. Like people would come in, like there was like hotels and people would pay like a penny to sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
But like you literally had to like stand up, like gave you like a wall to lean on. So it looked like you were like in a coffin or whatever. And I think
Where
that's
was
like
this
where
at?
Whitechapel, London. And then like they'd have like a rope that
you would pay just to do that?
to sleep, so you weren't sleeping outside. You can come inside,
Oh, okay, I got what you're
and
saying.
they'd give
Yeah,
you
yeah,
a
yeah.
bench, like you could sit, and there's like
So you wouldn't get murdered.
pretty much, or just keep you away from the elements, out of the rain and the wind and
Yeah, I
things like
get it.
that.
That's stupid.
Somebody also thinks the one theory is that like the murderer Jack the Ripper was anti-Semitic, and because there was like graffiti, there was like anti-Semitic graffiti in some of the areas where the bodies were discovered and things like
Okay.
that. But I don't know. I brought him up because I brought up H.H. Holmes, and it's
Yeah, so just by what you've telling me, so a lot of the older, I guess, generation, I could say that. The older generation killers is the ones that intrigue you the most in a sense. Because think about
sure.
this. Think about some of the, well, I'm gonna say OGs. They didn't have social media. They didn't have the internet. They didn't have the dark web.
Well, neither did Gacy or Ramirez or
Oh no,
Manson
we'll
or
throw them in there too. They were OGs. I'm
oh,
talking,
100%.
they didn't have any of
Well, now
that.
there's no. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm going to
You
keep
know what I mean?
interrupting.
Like, fuck that. We're gonna say OOGs because, in
All
a
right.
sense, Charles Manson.
The OG, triple OGs.
In a sense, though, the Gacy's and the Mansons and the Ramirez did have some form of social media. They did play it. The interviews, all those recorded interviews, they
Oh,
knew.
after the fact.
Yeah, they knew they were gonna be on platforms.
For sure.
Eileen knew because they came to her, "Hey, we want to make a movie. What can you tell?" So let's go to OGs like HH
Holmes.
and all of them. Let's go to that.
Maybe that's why I like him. Like, what a
You know
H.H.
what I mean?
Holmes.
Like, they didn't have that.
Right.
So let's dig deeper into their minds. Like, killing goes way back to, like, we're talking what, Romans and like way the fuck back, because you don't think, killing and serial killers didn't happen when H.H. Holmes was fucking born. We're talking like
Well, look at the Holy
way.
Crusades.
That's what I'm
Those guys weren't
saying.
serial murderers.
That's what I'm saying. So killing, in a sense,
But
is
the term serial killer didn't come to the
right,
70s.
right. But you get what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like, the
absolutely. I
serial
know what
killer
you
was
mean.
born when
They
we
started profiling
put in
them and shit.
profiling
Yeah.
and
When the
making,
FBI started profiling them.
we
Right.
can paint pictures of, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Right.
So some of your OOGs, like, were straight up gangsters because, like, hey, I think I'm just gonna go fucking murder some people and sell their bones to colleges and shit. Like,
Right. Right. That was their
what the
hustle.
fuck, dude?
That
Like,
was their hustle.
that's some mental shit. They wasn't doing it for clout. They wasn't doing it for,
To get
that's what
off.
I'm thinking. And
Yeah. It was
think
money.
of think of how many serial killers joined the army in the Vietnam War. Think of how many serial killers joined the army in World War II, World War One,
Or
the Civil
what about your
War.
Bloods and Crips members in LA and your big like they're killing
They're
people
they're
every
serial killer.
weekend.
They're modern day
They're
fucking everyday
murderers. Yeah, and
murderers.
like but the problem is they're using stolen firearms,
Right.
so the ballistics can't be traveled
Yeah.
back to the registered gun, you know?
Yeah, so that goes
And
way
I
back,
have a
man.
friend who used to be a deputy coroner, and at one point he told me that there was 9 active serial killers in the state of Illinois alone
Jeez.
that they were investigating, but they will never put that in the news. Rockford right now has a serial rapist. There is a serial, and he's been going on for like 2-3 years right now,
Wow.
and they haven't caught him, and he's out there raping women, and right here in Rockford, man.
God, that's nasty,
It's
dude.
fucked up.
That's like right
Remember
over
when
there.
I told you about the bodies that kept popping up in my
Yeah.
area? My buddy, who used to be a deputy coroner, swears, he's like, every fucking spring we find bodies all over Rockford. It's like because the fucking snow melts, people are out walking trails again. That happens all the time. But now you got fucking Facebook pages that are dedicated to basically um using police scanners because Illinois like encrypted their police scanners. You used to be able to just buy a police scanner and listen to it all day long. Old people used to do it
Yeah,
all the
my
time.
mom did it.
Yeah. Well, Illinois, they started encrypting them. And so now there's like people who create Facebook pages and just go around traveling, fucking
Yeah.
following
Well,
ambulances and
that's
shit.
like, it's kind of like
But
the
anyway, he was saying that this is nothing new. Bodies pop up all the time.
right.
But there was a period where everyone's like serial killer in Rockford. And he's like, dude, this happens every spring. We find bodies. And they could be heart attacks, overdoses. Some of them, I'm sure they're getting killed and dumped.
Right.
But I kind of don't believe him. I kind of think there's a fucking serial killer. I have a
Yeah.
friend that went missing. I don't want to talk about it live because there'll be a lot of people that get mad at me, probably for speculating on somebody who's so loved so much in the area. But we kind of don't know what happened to her, man.
Right.
And we're thinking that it wasn't a
Yeah.
car accident. You know what I'm saying?
I know who you're talking about, but you know, like what was I gonna say? Oh, did you ever see the Netflix Don't Fuck with Cats?
No, I've heard
You
about
gotta
it,
watch it, dude.
but I don't want to see little kitties get stepped on. I heard that
You gotta
it's
overlook that.
insinuated. They don't show him
You
killing the
know,
cats,
you
right?
know,
It's insinuated.
I watched those on Live Leak,
The
those
real videos.
before it was even a thing.
You sick fuck.
Well, I was like, yo, this dude is like fucking murdering this dude.
Was he the
like
one
strapped to a
stomping him?
bed, like just like
Just beating him with
no,
shit?
with a knife. I was like,
Cats.
holy crap! No, it was a dude.
Oh,
He in the video.
you're confusing the fuck out of me. You
No,
mentioned
dude,
don't fuck
no,
with
no,
cats.
yeah, he kills people.
Eventually.
Yeah, but
Oh.
him killing cats and dogs. He put a puppy with a big ass fucking python, put a camera on it, and that was his videos to entice to like, hey, you'll never fucking get me. I'm gonna do this to a human, basically, and he does it to a human. But
now, didn't YouTubers catch him because they started
yeah, that's what
focusing
no,
on the background of the
it was
room?
it was
Like, oh, that doorknob
a
was
Facebook
only
group, and that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
People made this Facebook group. It was out of Canada, and people were getting so like some of the videos and footage and photos. They would like Google Map, like, okay, this is where we saw this photo. Okay, this is Manhattan Square, just for an example. This is
Yeah,
the
right, right.
square in Canada. Blah blah blah. This is State Street. Like people were like just like. And they kept going to the police, going to the police. Police is like, nah, fuck off. We're gonna,
This is our thing.
this is our thing. We don't want you stealing our shit. But eventually they were like, holy shit, y'all are onto something. But dude, it's a really good documentary. You just gotta look past some of the shit, some of the cat and animal shit, but that's right up your alley,
I've
man.
seen cartel videos and like I just tell myself it's fake, but I know it's not.
Yeah.
But I've heard that documentary, it doesn't actually show him like stomping the cats.
No.
to death.
It's not as
They'll just
it's
show
not
like
as
a cat and then a
graphic
boot, and then they'll just cut the camera or whatever.
It's not as graphic as what I actually saw because I told Brittany, I was like, I watched this before this was even a thing. I know this. And they ended up catching the fucking sicko, which
Well, good.
I'm
Fuck
glad they
that
did.
guy.
Fuck him. I don't know, man. It's what makes a serial killer tick is beyond me. Till this day, we could sit here and say bad childhoods, hit on the head, molestation, killing little birds and keeping
What about
them.
pop culture? There was a kid in Canada who fascinated about Dexter, and he wanted to be just like Dexter. And he started like a Tinder or something. Or no, he was gonna sell a car or something, and he lured a guy to a fucking like a storage unit where you rent garage doors and shit. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Storage units. And he fucking killed the guy. And then he got fucking caught because he was a fucking idiot and he did it in a fucking storage unit. And then he tried selling the guy's car and he got caught. But his whole inspiration was the TV show Dexter. There was another girl, a teenage girl, who wanted to be like Dexter. And she posed that she was a teenager. She posed as like a prostitute. And was like, I'm going to kill pedophiles. And like, it was this bloody mess. She stabbed the fuck out of him when she's in the passenger seat. And like, it was just like, he kicked her ass because he was fighting back. The guy ended up dying.
Yeah.
But when she got arrested, they were like, so how many people have you killed? And she's like, less than 100. They're like, bitch, you're 15. You didn't kill fucking what, 90? How many? What do you mean?
Yeah.
That was her only kill. But she says because she wanted to be like Dexter.
Be famous.
Remember these fucking pieces of shit. Columbine, Eric Harrison, Dylan Klebold, August 20th, 1999. They tried to blame Marilyn Manson. They tried to blame The Matrix. They tried to blame Mortal fucking Kombat. Those kids didn't even listen to Marilyn Manson. They listened to fucking KMFDM.
Three of the fucking things I liked.
Yeah, right.
Fuckers. How dare you ruin my fucking childhood?
But they got to fucking have a scapegoat, Marilyn Manson said, he's like, America's been looking for a scapegoat for years, and here I am, But Yeah, they didn't even listen to Marilyn Manson. They liked
Wasn't it like
KMFDM.
Elvis or something?
No, KMFDM.
Ah, thought it was Elvis.
I think KMFDM's like a fucking industrial band. Mike fucking Tapkin would know. He's real big into music.
So what do you think, had they not off themselves? How do you think society would have society already changed during that
The cops
incident?
would have killed them if they didn't kill
You
themselves.
think so? You think they
Fuck
would've-
yeah,
would've went
they
in there
would
and
have went in
smoked 'em?
there and yeah, I mean, unless they 100% surrendered,
Yeah.
like they're completely, fucking they did the whole fucking assume the position thing and surrendered.
You think
They might have survived, but motherfucker, they were children.
Yeah,
They
that's what I'm saying. They
well,
were high schoolers, right?
In 1999, they were sentencing. They were giving kids
Yeah, they were trying people as an adult.
adults.
Yeah, but like, do you think it would have changed? Society already changed when that
Columbine
happened.
changed the country.
Right, absolutely. But had they been alive in a live trial, what do you think?
I think there would have been more.
Because society would.
Notice how there's never been movies or anything made.
Oh yeah, yeah.
People don't want to fucking talk
no.
about Columbine.
They don't want to bring it up. But what I'm trying to say is,
It's terrifying, dude.
You know how society is. It's 50-50. You're going to have that 50% that's going to be like, fuck those guys. But then you're going to have that 50% are going to be like, they were mistreated. They're just kids. Let them out.
The thing is, they weren't bullies. They weren't bullied. The media wanted to put it out there that they were getting picked on by jocks and things like that.
Yeah, which
all the kids that went to Columbine were like, those kids were assholes. They were the ones fucking picking on people and being jerk offs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They weren't fucking picked on. Chris Rock, he said a really funny thing like, nobody would play with us. He's like, I saw the yearbook picture. There were 6 of them motherfuckers. He's like, that's 3-on-3 with a half court. He's like, I didn't have 6 friends in high school. I don't got 6 friends now. But
he says, Facebook user, which I'm pretty sure it's Michael. I hate those Columbine motherfuckers because people like me were targeted by bullies, the school administration, and local cops because I was a freak, goth, skater, punk, metalhead, outcast. I could see that. I could see how it tainted.
So are you saying that you were targeted by bullies after the fact of Columbine because you reminded the jocks or whatever, you reminded them of Eric Harrison, Dylan Klebold, or are you saying that you were bullied from the get-go? Please elaborate on that because I would love to hear more about this. When I was a teenager, I had a very unhealthy relationship or interest, I should say, in Eric Harrison, Dylan Klebold. I looked at them as folk heroes, and I thought these aren't my words, but I've read people talk about them saying like they died for us type thing.
Yeah.
And I glorified them in a very unhealthy way as a teenager, and I looked up to them. I realize now that's wrong.
Right.
That's fucked up, and I was a sick fucking kid, and I needed fucking help. And thank God that I was able to get the help that I needed as a teenager before something very bad happened.
Right.
And that's why it's such a fucking sore subject for me, the whole Columbine incident.
Yeah,
me personally.
No, I understand where you're coming from. It's, even today, kids in school are fucking assholes, and it's never gonna change.
No.
It's a forever ongoing thing, and those two dickheads took it to the next level.
100%. Now, I told you earlier, we were having a conversation how I was in trouble a lot in school, and I would get suspended for 10 days. I would come to school first day back from a 10-day suspension. And I would get called into the office saying, while you were on suspension, there was a bomb threat called in. We're going to suspend you under suspicion of you doing that. There was a fucking time also where I told you there was a fucking hit list. A kid got caught with a fucking hit list in fucking junior high. This is before Columbine, all right?
Mm-hmm.
A kid got caught with a fucking hit list. He was going to kill people. I was the second name on the list, and I got fucking suspended.
I don't mean to laugh.
I had nothing to do with the shit. But they fucking suspended me.
You are an asshole.
Sure. I'm not going to say I was 100% bully free. I had my fair share of beating people up, but it was usually jocks. Yeah. I swear on my life. Most of the people I beat up were either gangbangers or fucking jocks. Or I did everything. I skated, I gangbanged, I played football. I did all of that shit. And I would beat up whoever pissed me off.
Yeah.
But the problem with me was it didn't take a lot to piss me off. You know what I mean? So I guess I was kind of a bully too. But the difference between me and your stereotypical bully is I didn't prey on the weak.
Right,
I
get
didn't
it.
fucking.
You didn't point out, oh, he's wearing fucking makeup and he's a dude.
Yeah, like he's the guy that I'm gonna beat up because I know I can.
Right.
I beat up the guy who was beating up the guy who was a
wearing
fucking little
makeup and shit.
whatever. Yeah,
I get it. No, I could see you like the Adam Sandler movies, like, hey man, hey, I just want to say I'm sorry for being an asshole to you in high school.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
It's like Steve Buscemi cross the name off the list and fucking puts lipstick on.
Yeah.
So who am I in that? Am I the one making the phone
You're the
call?
one. No, you're the one putting on the makeup.
Oh, fuck you.
I think it's Michael.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because the media painted
them as
goth kids, so people viewed people like me as being like them. Yeah, absolutely.
That's strange because the exact opposite happened for me is people started to become scared of us. I'm not going to go out there and say I was a goth kid, but I definitely wore deicide shirts and I'd smear mascara across my fucking forehead and shit. I had a trench coat and I bought it after August 20th, 1999. I bought it to be a fucking weirdo, right?
Yeah.
I guess I tried too hard, and I hope that doesn't offend you that I tried to be fucking whatever. I just wanted people to fucking leave me alone, man. Shock value, right? Yeah. I appreciated shock value, and a lot of it too was probably a cry for help. In all honesty, pay attention to me before I fucking do something bad to myself or somebody else. But the opposite. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, Michael. But me, it was the opposite. If I reminded them of people like those two jerk-offs from Columbine, if anything, it made them scared of people like me, and they stayed the fuck away from us. They're like, don't fuck with that kid because he might bring a gun to school and fucking kill us all.
So you think, let's say, what grade were you whenever the height of all that was happening with you?
8th grade. I think I was in 8th grade.
So do you think
maybe 7th? If 99, I think I was in like 7th grade. No, 8th grade.
Okay.
I think 8th grade. Don't ask me shit like that.
So
fucking memory sucks.
Do you think had I went to your high school in the same grade, you think you and I would have got along?
That's a really hard question. What were you like in high school?
So I was the guy.
If you wore a fucking Manson shirt, we would have been best buds.
Oh, dude, I had a Manson shirt and everything. I had the fucking the circle with the lightning bolt in it. I had Jinko jeans.
Antichrist Superstar one. Oh, we would have been best friends.
Dude, but that was me. But I went through stages. I didn't do drugs until about.
He's just saying that because he's in the army and he can't. If you did drugs, we would have been best friends because I probably would have been the one selling them to you.
I maybe smoked a little weed or something.
You probably would have bought it from me then.
Yeah. I probably would have bought it from you.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I thought you said buy it from me.
No, you would have been buying your pot from me.
Yeah. You would have gave it to me for free because I would have been cool like that.
I might have got you stoned.
Yeah. I was the kid that wasn't like super popular. I was into sports, but I wasn't the jock. I had friends that were like the freaks, the goths. I was all around I just kind of went with it. Like if you were just nice and cool to me, then we were cool. Like I didn't like if a jock was a dickhead, then I'd be a dickhead back. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're the star quarterback of whatever. I don't fucking care. Like that doesn't mean shit to me because at the end of the day, I'm graduating high school. I'm moving the fuck out of this town, and you're still gonna be fucking working for your mom at a gas fucking company or whatever. And to this day, that's the way it is. But I was the guy that was just like cool with everybody.
Small town?
Like, oh, absolutely. My graduating class was like 118.
See, I don't know my graduating class, but like it was a lot like what you just said. Like,
yeah, I was just
the fucking dude. Everybody in fucking high school that's the shit are not the shit when they're adults.
No,
like especially,
they suck, dude.
Like, all right, it's so weird. When I was growing up, man, the jocks were kind of fucking dorks, and us quote unquote goth kids made fun of them for being preppy little bitches, and we would kick their asses. It was like skaters, goths, whatever. We didn't use the term goth. We used the term metalhead. And then like us skaters, stoners, metalheads, we all kind of fucking kicked it together, whatever. And like I grew up in Belvedere, so it was a lot of Mexican gangs. And I hung out with them motherfuckers too, you know. Where the fuck was I going with this? Oh, like the thing is like if you were the shit in high school or junior high, most of those motherfuckers ain't the shit now.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like a lot of them, dude, a lot of the girls that like the guys were like the cool fucking gangbanging dudes, and like they didn't like girls like me. And now all those fucking girls that I liked in school that like the gangbanging dudes or whatever, the corny fucking white boys,
Yeah.
they're all pregnant with like 6 different dudes.
No, that's how it is.
And
Man.
like all the dudes they are pregnant by are dead from heroin, or they're in fucking prison for stealing shit.
Yep.
And it's like, look at me, motherfucker. I got a podcast. I'll still take your $5 a month, though, bitch.
Yeah.
No, actually, for you, it's 7. Fuck you. You get fucking hater tax.
No, I got along with everybody. I maybe had a couple run-ins with a couple people. I got into a fight. Well, it was a big brawl. It was like us versus them, and to this day, he's actually in prison for murdering somebody.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I fought him because I pushed him on concrete for playing football. Like, we were playing, like two-hand touch football, and I pushed him too hard, and he ate shit, and by the end of the day, he wanted to fight me. And he ended up in prison. So
now he's playing 2-ball touch.
Now he's playing Don't Drop the Fucking Soap.
Yeah.
But yes,
you ever heard? Never mind, I shouldn't say it.
I would not want to be in high school in today's society.
No,
I feel
because the social media thing, like they
Oh,
don't
it's
have to make
horrible.
fun of you to your face if they don't
Nope.
have the balls to do
They
it.
can hide behind a phone.
They can take a picture of you bending over to pick up a pencil and your butt crack hangs out of your pants because that happens to everybody. And then bam,
it's
you're on
blasted.
TikTok of your butt crack showing.
You
And then they
become
can
a
edit it and
meme.
draw like poop coming out or so. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
kids are fucking cruel. I'm telling you right now, though, moms and dads out there in the world, if your kid makes fun of my kid or beats them up, you better know how to fight too, bitch.
I'm coming for your parents.
I'm coming for your ass. No, I don't know, man, because my fucking son has done some pretty foul things. He's hit kids on the bus, and I was waiting for the dad to be at the bus stop. Where's his dad at? And I'm like, I gotta fucking beat this guy up. That or get my ass kicked. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see. Michael says, yeah, some people were scared too, but some of the popular preps and jocks types would
Let me read
harass
this.
me. Well, it's all blurry. Me on a
'Cause you're
daily
fucking
basis because
blind.
they weren't the smartest, because I didn't back down from a fight and would beat ass even if I was outsized and outnumbered. But then I would get suspended because the school administration viewed me as a bad kid.
Right.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It was kind of like that for me in high school. It was a different times for us three going through high school, and I couldn't make it today with cell phones, social media. I would pass notes to girls to be like, "You want to go out with me?" and check yes or no. Now it's a straight up like, "Give me your number." I didn't get girls' numbers until
No, it's give me your Snapchat.
or give me your snap. I didn't get girls' numbers until I had a cell phone after I was graduated. Like, and even then, it was like
You
nothing.
poor bastard.
Yeah, dude.
I was beating bitches off with a stick, man.
Nah, man.
I used to be much more handsome, believe that.
I was too
I'm
focused.
just fucking around.
I don't know, man. I was too focused. I don't know. I was a different kind of breed, man.
Kind of all I cared about was girls and junior
Yeah.
high. Yeah, that's all.
I think because I dated a girl through
partying
high
and
school.
hanging out with girls. That's
I think
all
she
really
kept
cared
me.
about.
She kept me humbled all through high school, and then
Yeah, my girlfriends got me in trouble because they were fucking psychos. Yeah,
whatever.
they're the ones like, stop selling weed. You should sell cocaine. You get more money. And I'm like, okay.
Sex feels better on cocaine. That's probably what they told you.
It was acid.
That's funny.
Can you tell my wife doesn't listen to this podcast?
Yeah. I hope no exes listen to this podcast.
I do. I want your $5 a month. The more listeners, the better. Seriously, though, we're at an hour. Speaking of Patreons, please please donate to our podcast. $5 a month, Patreon. This is going to be listed on Spotify, iHeart, wherever you fucking listen to your podcast. In the description, we always put the link to our Patreon. Tell them the kinds of things that they get. They can give us $5 a month. You can give us $10 a month. Now, listen, we pay for our t-shirts and our art prints and things like that. They cost us money, right? You're going to get those items, but you're not going to get it in the first month. You got to hang out with us for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Nobody gets t-shirts for $5.
Yeah.
If you are a Patreon subscriber for about 4 or 5 months, you'll get a fucking t-shirt. Stick around longer, you'll get more shit.
Yeah.
If you stick around just $5 right now for 1 month, you get all of our extra stuff, like all of our bloopers. After every single episode, we record private episodes called like an after show, like after party type thing of us discussing much more other things that we can't talk about live on the internet because we're scared we're going to get fucking shut down.
We get fucking banned.
So if you want to get behind the scenes type things and like also interviews of other people and just all kinds of shit, man, extra content. I do a lot of funny videos like my Who Gives a Shit news and just bitching about the fucking world in general.
Your dog's on your couch.
Yeah, just stupid shit, man. Like that's $5 a month.
Yeah.
But what other kind of things? I mean,
so as you go along the tiers, you can do the $10, and I'd say probably after about the third month, if you're a tier 2, you'll get like a 3D printed bust from me. Again, Ryan, if you're watching, dude, I have that Michael Myers 3D bust.
You haven't sent that yet?
Shut the fuck up.
Why do I gotta shut up? I'm not the one who hasn't fucking sent it.
Because I'm blaming you, because I should have been like already home and not here, and I could have mailed it. But no, I had to come here.
Didn't he win that like a month ago?
Yeah.
You've been here for like 3 days.
I know. I'm a piece of fucking shit.
We promise you'll get it, Ryan.
Oh, you know what I was waiting on? The signed art prints that we did, so I can send it all with him. So that's what I was waiting on.
You keep talking about that. I'm going to show them some stuff that they can get.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, the t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Made by Max Cave.
Yeah, so this is a concept t-shirt. Like, this is what we're probably trying to roll out. Let me get it out of the way. This is the art print. It says "Don't Blame Us" podcast. Can you hand me your shirt too? I want to show on the back. But this is our concept t-shirt for like maybe the third month tiers. It's "Don't Blame Us" podcast. It doesn't have us on it, but it is the art print by Max Cave. And then on the back, it just says, "Don't Blame Us" on, Spotify. Listen on Spotify, and then audiemarshproductions.com. And that's the website with all the other merch if you're not a Patreon supporter. And then here is the art print that Max Cave did. This is yours truly and Darren. And then there's my signature. Now, I get it. We sign these just for the simple fact that people enjoy signatures and autographs. So we made it available with our own little signatures. We're not celebrities or anything. But this one is to John Bailey, and I'm hoping he's watching or listening. But this one is personalized to John Bailey. It even says, "Drink one for me, John." And then here's Ryan's. I'm probably going to put a quote or something. And then,
don't think we're being arrogant like you want our autograph. You can
get
these art prints with or without the signature.
Yeah, and that's not really the fact behind it. Like,
right.
I'm famous. Like, I don't have good.
Right.
But if you are paying a Patreon and you're supporting us, then why the fuck not?
Right. And we'll personalize it. We'll do like an inside joke to you or whatever. And like Audie, he's our executive producer. Like I always say, he's the tech, I'm the talent, but that's just me being a jerk off. I truly appreciate everything that you do for this podcast. You do all the fucking fancy schmancy stuff.
Absolutely.
And all of our shit is on audiemarshproductions.com because let's face it, he deserves it. He is the executive producer of this. So a lot of the shit that you can also get on Patreon is 3D printed stuff that he makes.
Yeah.
For example, our co-executive producer, you should say, Ben Newman.
Yep.
He got this was purely random. This was coincidental that he won a fucking big ass goddamn Jim Morrison bust.
Yeah.
He can do shit like this, a fucking glow in the dark fucking Predator trophy.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking thing.
I could do this for like tier 3s, $10, tier 3 or something like that.
Yeah, you donate $10
So
for 3 months, you'll get shit like that.
it's definitely going back to y'all. All this stuff,
Right.
it's going back to y'all. I can
Right.
absolutely promise you. I
And
can
it
show
goes to
you.
guests too.
Yep.
Michael, do you like the band Bleeding Through? Guess who we got coming on the podcast soon?
Yeah. So stuff like
Brandon
that.
Chipetti. So
Yeah, stuff like that does not come free. So
yeah,
it comes at a cost. And as of right now, we're paying out of our pockets to run this
right.
program and to
The
do
program
these.
alone is $50 goddamn a month.
I try to just like overlook
These fucking
that.
cameras weren't free. These
Yeah.
microphones weren't free. We're not bitching, man. I hope we don't sound like
No,
we're
I don't
bitching.
think we're bitching. It's just more or less. I just want to let people know that I'm not going to take your $5 and be like,
put it
let's
in
go
our
buy
spend
some
it on
beer.
fucking yeah, exactly.
No,
like
it's nothing like
if
I
you
can afford my
enjoy-
own goddamn beer. I don't
Right,
need
exactly.
their money for beer.
If
but,
we're just simply saying if you enjoy what we do,
and you
help
want,
us keep creating
and you
it.
want shit like this,
Right,
you know, and the people who are
exactly.
listening on Apple, Anchor, Spotify, go check out Cool Kid Collector on YouTube. Go check out Audio Marsh Production on YouTube, and Don't Blame Us podcast on YouTube. You'll see these videos. You'll see these items that we are showing on camera. So I know some of them are probably like, I can't see it. I can just hear it. But there you go. You can click the links to on the Spotify description. It'll show where you can get these out to. But that's all I have. That's enough of me promoting what I'm trying to do,
Yeah.
what you're trying to do, what we're trying to become. I really love this fucking shirt, dude. This
A
shirt's-
lot. If you don't
this
know who
fucking
Max
shirt-
Cave is, he did all the badass t-shirts for Fright Crate.
Yeah, Fright Crate, and then
a
we
horror mystery subscription box
stole him.
company.
We
and
stole
then
him,
Zobi
and now he's
stole
doing
him.
Zobi.
Yep.
But yeah, that's
and
all
another
I
thing
got.
too, I want to go out here on the record. This guy does work for Zobi, but don't fucking think that like Zobi's giving us money, because I've heard through the fucking grapevine of people being like, "Oh, they're only popular because fucking Zobi." That's 100% not
Yeah.
true. You can fucking hit up JR and ask him. That motherfucker hasn't given us a penny. This is all out of our motherfucking pocket. I'm not calling him out talking shit. JR, I want your money too, believe that. But I just don't want people to think that we're gaining popularity for the sole fucking fact that one of our co-hosts work for the most popular fucking subscription box company in the world. That's just a fucking coincidence.
Yeah, don't get me
We're
wrong.
not riding anybody's fucking coattails.
No.
I do want them to sponsor us and give them their money, though. JR, if you're watching, holler at your boy. But I just wanted to, I hope I didn't fucking step on toes by saying that, but I wanted to fucking put that out in the
you
goddamn air.
No,
I know for a fact there's people out there
there's
that
a
think
couple.
that shit.
Yeah, there's a couple people. I'm not gonna mention any names. And it's nothing like that.
I will fucking, no, I'm just kidding.
You had me like,
all right, dude, you're fucking losing it, man.
Save it for the Patreon.
Like, did that fucking pain medicine kick in?
Like, Jesus, I gotta edit this now.
Yes, I'm very familiar with Annihilate.
Darren, you know.
You know who you should tell him about is the Goodyear Pimps. I was telling Audie here about the Goodyear Pimps. They're from my hometown.
We're gonna listen to that.
We are right after this.
Are we gonna do a Patreon and you show me that, or
no?
Okay, well, fuck me.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Okay, fuck me.
Michael, I want to say I truly appreciate you sticking us with this for this whole hour. I love you, brother. Thank you for listening, watching. I love the comments and the feedback. Please watch us every Friday night, man, at 9 p.m. Central. That goes out to the rest of you.
Yeah.
Someone else. What's that? Count Von Strange the Fourth. What's good? What's good, Holmes?
Yeah. Well, we're about to end this.
Yeah, we're done here. But if you,
want to rewatch it, I don't know.
Yeah, this is gonna be up on your YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. You can just go back on Facebook, whatever.
Yeah, go follow Don't Blame Us podcast on Facebook as well.
Yeah, and Spotify, you can listen to the audio, all that. But I feel like we've been repeating ourselves for the last 10 minutes. And I think we should fucking get going.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank y'all for all that joined us. Thank you for all the people on TikTok.
Yes, this is our first time going live on TikTok too. Just
go follow Don't Blame Us podcast.
I keep forgetting
on
about
TikTok.
that fucking camera way over there.
And Audie Marsh on TikTok. That's where I got like 1,600 followers or some shit on there. So.
We're gonna end this because our topic was serial killer soup. But if you guys are honestly having a good time and want to see us just bullshit just with you guys, and we can converse back and forth through the comment section, we're totally okay with doing that for fun. We can come back live here in the next few minutes.
Yeah, we can come back live. We don't have to put this on Anchor.
Yeah,
If you
well,
wanna
this
just
is going on Anchor and Spotify, but if you
Yeah.
guys are having fun, we can come back live and converse with you.
Yeah.
So give us thumbs up or send us
Yeah.
Facebook messages. Be like, hey, come back
Yeah,
live, dude. I
come back,
want to
let's
hang
talk
out.
about this. I'm
Maybe we
down.
can call you in or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I need a cigarette and piss break,
There you
and we
go.
got to get the fuck. Oh fuck, we got to shout out our patrons.
Oh yeah, do that real quick.
Sorry, real fast. I got this. So shout out to our executive producer Ben Newman. Also, our Patreon producers, Chandra Daler, Ryan Merriman, Brent Kopaka, Tara Myers, Paul Tonkovich, John Bailey, Katie Jellick, Susan Sarandon, Pamela Anderson Lee. The last two I made up, but the rest are 100% real. We love you guys. We're fucking leaving. Bye-bye.
That's funny. Now I gotta reach way over here and look all like, meh.
Thank you for tuning in to our little Passion Project podcast. Remember, we go live every single Friday night, same damn time, same damn channel. So if you miss it, don't blame us.